Today I'm sharing with you my weekly meal planner template as well as my meal plan strategy that is 4 steps and extremely helpful when trying to brainstorm ideas for meals to eat throughout the week and also just get organized so that you can stay on track for the entire week. All right, so this is my little meal planner template here. I actually created this for my one-on-one clients, but I wanted to share this with you guys. So this is first where you're going to be getting your ideas from. This is like just a pretty general idea of some of the foods that you typically want to be eating in a day. We have our whole grains, protein, vegetables, and fruits. And then on the bottom here, we have our structure. So this is how we are going to actually make these foods into meals. And this next page here is to actually brainstorm the ideas that you're thinking of just by looking at this sheet. For example, if you looked at this and said, I really like to have eggs for breakfast in the morning, and then you think, well, what could I do with eggs? Like, could I make it into something more fun than just eating eggs straight? Or could I make it into like a wrap like we see here or something like that? And then you would write that as an idea here. And then on the next page, we have our meal planner template. So this is like the concrete plan for the week or maybe like that one day that you're planning. So this is where you would take the ideas that you brainstormed and put them here so that you know, okay, like this is actually what we're gonna be eating. And then the last step is to, of course, go grocery shopping for things that you may not have in your house. If I didn't have eggs, I would just put, I need eggs, I need English muffins, I need ketchup. I am actually gonna go through this process with you so that we can get a really good example here of how to do this properly, or just do this in a way where it's gonna make meal planning a whole lot easier for you. I typically start with protein and whole grains. That's kind of like where I get my ideas from. And then the fruits and the vegetables typically like complement it because I could pretty much add them to any meal that I have. So for the protein, I'm going to look at this. For the breakfast option, I'm gonna say, okay, like what could I have for breakfast that has protein and whole grains? So for this example, I'm gonna say eggs. Excuse my handwriting for this because I have to write on a slant right now the way this is. And then what I'm asking myself next is what could I do with these eggs? I could make it into a wrap. I could make it into like a sandwich, which I have here, or I could just do like a regular stovetop eggs and make scrambled eggs. But I need something a little more interesting than that. So I'm gonna be doing, let's do an English muffin. And then this is actually going to also fit the category of whole grains as well, because I'm going to try to find an English muffin that has whole grains in it. And I'm going to also add some vegetables in here, so I can add spinach to this. That's when I'm like looking down here and I'm saying, okay, like what could I add to this? So I could do spinach. I could do some, let's say, blueberries on the side. So this is like my first option for breakfast. And then my second option, just in case I want something like sweet throughout the week, I would go back here and I would say, okay, like what could I do? So now I'm going to look at my whole grains and just see if anything comes to my mind just from looking at some of these ideas. So what I didn't mention is what actually these things are. So these are English muffins here. That's where I got the English muffin idea. These are wraps. This is whole wheat bread. This is granola. This is cereal. This is whole wheat flour. And this is oats, quinoa, and then this is brown rice. Immediately what I think of is oatmeal. I think of the oats here. What could I make with these oats? I could do baked oatmeal. So that's these oats and then with protein powder. That's how I'm going to complete that meal here and make it something that is high in protein and also has fiber. And then I can also add a banana to those baked oats as well. So I'm fulfilling all 3 of those things. So I'm going to write down, I'll just write baked oats. And I'm also actually going to fulfill another area in here as well because I'm going to be adding egg whites to that. Banana. And I also like to add protein pancake mix when I make baked oats. If you saw my previous video, you will see exactly how I make baked oats because I did a whole video on it. So for me personally, this might actually be my pre-workout meal. So I'm just going to write pre-workout up here because on the template, that's pretty much what it says. It asks for the pre and post workout meal. And if you don't have anything for pre-workout, that's totally fine. You don't have to worry about that, but this is just how I'm going to structure it for this video. So I'm going to write my post-workout meal now, and I'm going to repeat the same exact process. So I'm going to say, okay, what could I have from here? I'm looking at my protein and I see the chicken. So I'm going to say, okay, what could I make with chicken, right? Chicken can get boring really easily. So it's like really important to have fun with it and mix it in with a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to look at my structure again down here, and I'm going to say, okay, what is speaking to me right now with this chicken? Immediately, the thing that I look at is stir fry. That's just speaking to me today. So I'm going to make a chicken stir fry, and then what could I add to that? So I'm probably not going to have fruit with this meal, but I can add some brown rice here. If I wanted to, I could also even make that into like a wrap, but I'm just gonna do the brown rice. And then for vegetables, this is really easy to get more vegetables than when you have a stir fry. So I can have this right here. This is actually stir fry veggies in here. It's like peppers, onions. I'll just write fajita veggies. I'll add broccoli in here. All right, so in terms of timing, this is maybe around like 12 or 1 o'clock right now. So I'm gonna fit in another meal, maybe around like 4 or 5. And however many meals you wanna have in a day is totally up to you. I am just probably gonna do around like 4 and then maybe a snack. What's speaking to me next is yogurt. So I absolutely love having like protein smoothie bowls or like yogurt parfaits. So what I'm going to make is a protein smoothie bowl. And again, if you can't think of things on the spot, that's why you have to just have like some ideas written down like I do here to get those ideas. I just pretty much have an idea just by looking at the picture here. I just automatically think of what meal to have. But if you're struggling with that, you could just literally come down here and say, okay, like what could I do with a yogurt? Could I make a bowl out of it? Can't make a salad. So pretty much like all of this would be out. Oh, I do have the option of having a parfait here and then also like a bowl. Oh, I also have a blender option here as well. So that would give you the idea to put yogurt into a blender, maybe make like a protein shake or a protein smoothie bowl like I'm doing here. Sorry, this is probably really slanted, but I literally can't help it the way I'm sitting. We're going to make some, so yogurt I said. So we're gonna have yogurt in here. We are going to have, I could even add protein powder a little bit if I needed extra protein. And then this is where I'm really gonna get my fruit intake in here because I am going to make a protein smoothie bowl, and that's like the best time to have a lot of fruit. So I'm gonna add frozen blueberries. I'm gonna do a few frozen things. So frozen blueberries, and then maybe also do mangoes. And then I'm going to top it with something in here. I'm going to add some protein granola. And I don't even think it's that high in protein, but that's just the marketing, you know. Maybe top it with some peanut butter, and I think that's good. And maybe I'll also do, I lied, maybe chia seeds. And then if I wanted to have a fourth meal, here we go. What I don't have in here yet, and what I typically do try to have every single day, is a salad. So I'm probably gonna have that for dinner. And again, just from looking at this idea list here, you can see I do have lettuce under the vegetable section. I could also get that idea from looking at the protein. I could say, okay, well, what type of protein do I want to have? Turkey meat, chicken, do I want to have tuna, fish, tofu? You know, these are all things that can go into a salad. So I'm just going to do, I already had chicken today, so maybe we will do, let's do a taco salad. Sounds amazing. I used to have taco salads all the time. Turkey meat. And again, keep in mind, this is just like the brainstorm section. So if I wanted to make changes to this, I could before putting it on the final thing for the next page. This is just kind of like to get some ideas flowing. So like turkey meat, sour cream, and then in terms of vegetables, I'm obviously gonna have lettuce, so I'll write lettuce. I'm probably gonna do cheese with this, so cheddar. I would definitely add avocado here. I personally can't eat this because it just destroys my stomach, but that is something that I definitely would add if I was having a taco salad to make it taste really, really good. And then I'm also gonna probably season this with chili seasoning because that's absolutely amazing, and it makes it so moist and it gives it so much flavor. So that's personally what I would do. If you also want to add some, like, you can do some like tortilla strips as well. And then we have snacks. So this is like probably gonna be where I will have like the most variety here, because this is really going to depend on how I'm feeling that day and like what I actually want. These are celery sticks. So celery is actually a nice little snack to have, like with some ranch on the side. So I can write that as an idea. We have nuts here. You could have some almonds. You could even have eggs again if I wanted to, as like just like a little something to have like quick and easy. I'd probably do like a hard-boiled egg there. You can also do a protein shake here. You know what's also so good? I just thought of this. I used to put avocado in the hard-boiled egg, and it was so good. So I'm just gonna leave that here for anyone who wants to steal that idea. It was literally so good. At least I thought so. Something else you can do just by looking at this can of tuna here is you could put tuna like on crackers. It's a really easy way to get some protein in, and also like make it like a snack. You could do a lot for snacks with the fruits as well. Like you could just have like, let's say like grapes if you wanted to have some grapes, or you can even make like a little yogurt parfait here. You're not gonna be able to read my handwriting at all. It's literally so bad. So I'm obviously not gonna have all of these snacks. I'm probably just gonna pick like one or two. I think the celery sticks are speaking to me the most, so I'd probably pick this for this week, and then maybe even the tuna crackers. The cool thing about this too is that you can always come back to the sheet to see like what else you thought of, because you'll probably most likely want to switch it up at some point during the week, or maybe even the following week you can have something different here. So the next page is where you would actually like write down your concrete idea and say like, okay, like this is the game plan for the week. So for the breakfast here, remember that we wrote down 2 different ideas. We could definitely go with both and just interchange them throughout the week. Or if you are the type of person that just wants to make it really easy and stick to the same thing for the whole week, you can do that as well. So let's just do that maybe for the sake of this video, but in reality, I probably would switch it up throughout the week. But let's just pick the baked oats, okay? So I'll like, let's say circle this, and then I will write that. So that's gonna be my pre-workout meal. I'm not gonna do that for each one just for time's sake, but I just wanted to show you an example of like what I would do. And then for the grocery list now, this is pretty much the easier part. We're just going to write down all the ingredients that we need to get from the grocery store based on what we chose in our meal planner template here. So if we are going to have baked oats, we are going to definitely need to have oats, right? So unless you have it at home already, et cetera, et cetera. So you would just go through this whole process of writing down each ingredient that you need to make up that meal. And then you would just detach this from your planner and take it with you to the grocery store, or if you want to write down your phone, whatever makes it easier for you. So I would just check off each thing as I'm, going through the store. So that is how I do everything here. And one more idea for you as well, like if this isn't enough of an idea for you, you can of course always use like Pinterest as well to get ideas for meals. And this is also great for repurposing meals as well. So if you got sick of this stir fry that you were having and you wanted to switch it up, you could, let's say, take out the brown rice and then sub that for a wrap. Maybe even like change up the vegetables that you're having or the seasonings you're using. So that's a really easy way to just make like little tiny changes while still like utilizing a lot of the food that you already prepped, so that you don't have to like remake the chicken all over again. You're just changing the style. So this is what I do. This is my little simple method. I hope this was very helpful. If you are looking for a meal planner template like this one, I will leave the link for this exact one in the description below. I actually made this, and this is on my Etsy shop. If you have any questions, definitely let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.